Sometimes Brahmananda, who was one of Prabhupada's early disciples, 1966, first initiation, he would say that Swamiji had told him something very intimate about Krishna consciousness in private. Usually devotees, they want to be special. They want to have something special that no one else has with their guru. So Brahmananda, this is very interesting how the author is mentioning this, some of the rivalries that is between the lines here also. He said, when Brahmananda would come out from Prabhupada, he would tell the devotees, oh, Prabhupada told me, and when I met Prabhupada privately, he told me something very, very confidential and secret. Everyone said, really? What did he, can you tell us? Well, okay, I'll tell you. So then Brahmananda would tell him. And then the other disciple would say, are you stupid? That's in the second canto purport. Because Brahmananda apparently wasn't reading the books. He wasn't reading the second canto. He thought this was something very special and very, that Prabhupada had said. He had actually already written down in a purport. And so, but he wanted to say, Prabhupada told me something very special. And they said, Prabhupada said the same thing in the Bhagavatam. Prabhupada had said to the disciples that the spiritual master is present in his instructions, and that he tried to put everything, Prabhupada, everything in the first 3 volumes of Bhagavatam. And the devotees were finding this to be true. Because Srila Prabhupada, when he left India, or Radha Damodar, he had completed the first canto of Bhagavatam, which was printed in 3 volumes. It's only one book, it's Srimad Bhagavatam, but it came out in 3 volumes, and he carried them to America and distributed them. And he was thinking that maybe I go, because in the Bible they say 70. It says like this, 70. A score is 20 years, I believe. Is it right? The math. Someone was telling me the other day. A score of years means 20 years. So 20 times 3 is 60, and 10 is 70. So 70. It means that when you pass 70 years old, you can count. You can hold your breath, because you don't know when you're going to leave this world. It can be any moment. So Prabhupada entered this preaching field of coming to America at that age, at 70. So therefore he put everything into the first canto. All the necessary instructions are in the first canto purports, and a very, very wonderful purport. So Prabhupada reiterated that in New York. He said, everything's there. There were no secrets. There were no secrets in Swamiji's family of devotees. Everyone knew that Umapati had left for a few days, disappointed with the Swamiji's severe criticism of the Buddhists. That was one of the godbrothers, an early Umapati. Because Prabhupada, he bashed the Buddhists. So then, because Umapati, maybe he was a Buddhist before, he was Hare Krishna. Hey, how can he speak about Buddha like that? So he left for a few days, and everybody in the temple knew about it. Oh, Umapati left, he blooped. He went home, he went somewhere. And he came back. And there was in a heavy, sincere exchange with Prabhupada, he decided to take up Krishna consciousness again. And now he's preaching in China. The same devotee. It's interesting, he must have had some connection with Buddhism. Then we're hearing 1966. Now Umapati is a Swami, Umapati Swami. And he's born in New York, I believe. He learned the Chinese language, which is not too easy. It's all one syllable words. Chinese is only one syllable. There's not 2. Japanese is 3, 4, 5. Yamaha, Honda, Mitsubishi. This is Japanese, right? But this Chinese is Kung Fu, right? Kung Fu. Chow mein. It's only one syllable. So he learned this language, and even he went there preaching undercover, because it's a communist country, as you know, Red China. He went there, and he took a vow. He said, "I'm going to stay here and preach, and I won't go to Vrindavan. I won't go to India until the Chinese devotees can get visas to go to India." And he's a guru, of course. He initiates the Chinese. He speaks fluent Chinese perfectly. So apparently, in the early days, Prabhupada gave some sauce about Buddha and China, and it's all kind of related. So it's interesting how his destiny was, like this. So he decided to take up Krishna consciousness again, and of course he's still doing it. And everyone knew that Satsarup had resigned from his government job, and he went to tell Swamiji about it. But when Swamiji heard that he resigned, he said, "Hey, don't quit. Go back to work for the government. Go on earning money for Krishna and donate it to our society. This would be the best service." Because he was thinking, well, if I work in a government job, it's Maya. I'm surrounded by all these people that are all talking nonsense and cricket and this and that and all the stuff. I want to move into the temple and be a full-time Hare Krishna. Oh, Prabhupada, I quit my job. I'm going to live in a temple full-time. Acha? Okay, go back to work tomorrow. Huh? Wait a minute, but I want to be a devotee, full-time, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Mangal Arti, noon Arti, evening Arti, everything. Yeah, okay, but you come on Sunday and Monday through Saturday you work and you bring your little paycheck so you can pay the electric bill and pay the food bill. Acha, Jai Gurudev. Back to work. So you can imagine you turn in your resignation and you come back and say, oh, sir, please, excuse me, I didn't mean to resign. But somehow the New Yorkers are quite, liberal. So they took him back in the service. And then, so this is how there's no secrets in the society.